Hello everyone, I'm Subhashree Nayak. I'm the newest member of Unlock Education and Unlock Smiles. I'm gonna be your new economics teacher for class 10th, so let's get started.
Okay, so we are starting the first chapter of economics, a really easy chapter if you pay attention. And we're gonna very soon finish the chapter. So let's get started, right? The first chapter is the development. So what is development? Give me a general idea. The general idea of development is progress, betterment, something better than you were yesterday. For example, if you are a 90 percentile scorer, so scoring 95 percentile for you is a development. And if you are a 30 percentile scorer, then scoring 80 percentile for you is a even better development, right? So let's go to the examples. For example, a farmer who depends only on rain for growing crops, he wants more income by growing crops and wants rain to grow crops. ही वॉन्ट्स रेन टू ग्रो क्रॉप्स. वो चाहता है कि बारिश हो ताकि क्रॉप्स अच्छे से हों. वो चाहता है कि उसके जो क्रॉप्स हैं वो अच्छे से हों ताकि उसका इनकम ज़्यादा बढ़ सके. Urban unemployed youth wants to get a job and a good income. An Adivasi from a Narmada valley wants to save forest for mining, contrary to the metallurgical factories जो चाहते हैं कि ज़्यादा mining हो so that they can have a good income. So the way we live today is influenced by our past. Similarly, our desires also depends on our social status and possession. Let me give you an example. For example, if you're a child who is born in a village school and do not get that much quality education, your idea of development can be different. And if you are a child whose father is a president of India, then your goals of development can be quite different, right? Now, elite people want stuff like online shopping on Amazon to grow that can save their time, whereas street sellers or hucksters, I have given you example, एक picture में दिया है ताकि आप समझ जाओ hucksters क्या है, don't want as it adversely affect their source of income. So I have given you this example to show you that the ideas of development can be different and conflicting as well. एक के लिए जो डेवलपमेंट है दूसरे के लिए वो डेवलपमेंट नहीं है, उसका ऑपोजिट डेवलपमेंट है. Now apart from this money thing, we also want different other things in life. For example, equal treatment, freedom, security and respecting others. For example, there is a disabled person, he wants कि सब उसको एक नॉर्मल पर्सन की तरह देखे, ना कि उसको डिसेबल्ड की तरह देखे. Now, we also have a choice. Suppose a person who is a government employee is a very good singer, and according to him, becoming a singer is development, other than getting money from the government services that many people want. So, as we see that the notions of development of people can be different. Now, the goals of different people are different and sometimes conflicting. जैसे कि हमने देखा कि the online shopping in Amazon are good for the elite people that can save their time, but for roadside sellers or hucksters, it's not the idea of development. सो एक नेशन में जहाँ के डिफरेंट लोग रहते हैं, जहाँ जिसके आइडियाज ऑफ डेवलपमेंट डिफरेंट है, हाउ कैन वी एज नेशन गो इन अ पर्टिकुलर डायरेक्शन to progress or to development? Should we take the goals of majority and defy the minority, or how can you go in the direction of progress? National development is thinking about all such aspects. Okay, fine. Now, if you're talking about development, we will have to compare the development of different countries. So, how do we compare the development of different countries? Let me start by giving you a real life example. For example, in a school, there are students, and you are asked to rank the students. Can you rank them in the basis of progress or development? You really can't, because a person may be good at studies and the one who is good at studies may not be good at physics. The one who is good at playing guitar may not be that much intellectual. So the thing we can do here is we can set a purpose. Suppose you wanna select students from science fair for a music club or stuff. We can rank students according to that. But what if you're asked to give a overall development list or the overall rank of the students in the school? The thing you will be doing is you will be listing out the characteristics like physique, participation, say intellect, say music, say dance, and you will see the student who clicks the maximum number of check boxes is more developed than the other students of the class. We are going to do something similar with the countries. Now, for countries, one of the most important attributes is income because generally, we shall talk about exceptions later. For people, more income means more of what they need. If people have more income, they can buy whatever they want. So, for that, we use per capita income, not national income, because national income would not be the right measure. For example, if you compare two incomes of two countries like India and Japan, we can't really compare them because the population of India is way more than Japan. So we come for per capita income. Per capita income is the total income of country divided by its entire population. It's the total income of the country by its total population. Simple. But per capita income is also not the right measure. Let me show you why. Here I have a table of two countries. Country A suppose has 5 citizens and country B has 5 citizens. Now, if you talk about the per capita income, calculate with me. It's 48,000, so it's 50,000 divided by 5. The average is 10,000 for both the countries. But if you see the distribution is non-equitable in the context of country B. Only one citizen is very much elite, however others are poor. But if you look at the average of both the countries, they are same. So you will conclude that all the people of country A and country B are the same, but that's not the clear picture, right? Now, as per 2016, countries with per capita income of less than 12,236 per year are rich income countries, and $1,005 per year are low income countries. Now, India comes in the middle income countries with $1,840 per annum. It's just an information given in your book. You have to remember this, it may come in your examination purpose. That's why there's a point of including this in my presentation. Now, we will talk about criteria other than income. Do you think that income is really the thing that gives you development or makes progress in the world? Then obviously you're wrong, because we have talked about other aspects like freedom, security, and all those things. Now, we are comparing the NSDP of different states of India. NSDP is the National State Domestic Product, or the total value of goods and services produced during any financial year within the geographical boundaries of the state. Simply speaking, the income of um, that particular state is somehow more than the income of um, okay, as you understood from the previous slides as well, that only income can never be the criteria of the national development, right? So for that, we are using another measure. Let us say that NSDP, that is National State Domestic Product. What is NSDP? It's a total value of goods and services produced during any financial year within the geographical boundaries of the state. Goods and services means the final goods and services. You're not talking about the raw materials or any middle processed goods, right? It means the entirely processed goods. So if you look at the NSDP value, the NSDP value of, if you see the table, first look at the lower table. Haryana is at number 5 in the table of NSDP, whereas Kerala is at number 9. But we all know that the literacy rate of Kerala is quite high from rest of the states of the country. That is 96.2%, whereas that of Haryana is 67.91%. Net attendance ratio, I'll show you what is that. It is something related to the attendance of students in schools. Of Kerala at upper primary level was 72 for males and 73 for females, whereas in Haryana net enrollment ratio was 51.12 and for girls it was even miserable. So if you're born in Haryana, you're most likely to miss your classes than you're born in Kerala. But if you're born in Haryana, then maybe you'll be richer. But which one do you choose? Now, the public facilities, we know that the money in your pocket cannot buy everything you want. For example, it cannot give you a pollution free environment. It cannot protect you from deadly infectious diseases like corona unless entire community takes steps for it. Even today in villages, we see that girls do not go for primary or secondary education free of cost due to the patriarchal society, not due to money issues, because government schools are free of cost. Even then, they do not allow their girls because of their mindset, and it has not got anything to do with their income. Now, as we define that income is not only the measure, it's not the complete measure in which we can define development, then we will go to other measures. For example, body mass index. Divide the weight in kg by the square of height. For different people of different ages, the BMI number is different, and according to that you can judge him, or you can categorize him into malnourished or overweight. So that's one of the criteria of development. Let's move further. You should remember that, you should be noting these points, I hope, because these are important. These definitions are very much important. Life expectancy at birth, average number of years a newborn is expected to live if the mortality patterns at the time of its birth remain constant in the future. Suppose एक child जब पैदा होता है तो उसका एक अगर हम प्रेडिक्ट कर सके कि वो कितना साल जिएगा उस साल के मोर्टेलिटी पैटर्न्स के हिसाब से, तो उसको बोलते हैं लाइफ एक्सपेक्टेंसी एट बर्थ. Infant mortality rate, number of children that die before the age of 1 year as a proportion of 1000 live births in that particular year. It's a very important indicator for overall health of the society, and this is also important. And if you can look at the statistical data that I have provided you, you will see that this is actually the maternal age you are seeing 15 to 19, 20 to 24 and all. These are the age of the mothers. And if you do not know what is neonatal and what is postneonatal, neonatal are the kids who have lived up to 27 days and postneonatal are 28 days to per year, right? My point of showing you is that the mothers who were pregnant with their child in the age of 15 to 19 are most probably losing their child, and the infant mortality rate is minimum when you are at the age of 30 to 34. It is minimum. It's just an observation that I have provided you. So let's proceed. Now, net attendance ratio. I hope you are noting this down, it's very important. The number of children in the age group of 6 to 10 that attend school as a percentage of total number of children in the same age group. Gross attendance ratio, number of students attending primary school regardless of age, expressed as a percentage of the primary school age population. Literacy rate, measures proportion of literate population in the 7 age and above age group. And literate means they can obviously read and write a particular language, and if they can only read and they cannot write, they're not literate. Just by the way, I think we completed that. Now, Human Development Index. So, Human Development Index is a measure of average achievement in key dimensions of human development, calculated by an UNDP, a long and healthy life, knowledgeable, decent standard of living, mean schooling years. Actually, the factors which I have said you before, like the gross enrollment ratio, net enrollment ratio, infant mortality rate, life expectancy at birth, they all contribute, along with income, obviously, along with income, they all contribute to these ranks. And according to the HDI ranks of 2020, which was a miserable year due to COVID-19 and all stuff, the SGI rank of countries are Norway, Ireland, Switzerland, Hong Kong, China, Ireland, Germany, Sweden, Australia, Netherlands, Denmark. It's very surprising to note that in 2020, none of the elite countries like US, Russia, or France could even make to the top 10 of the HDI rank. Now, sustainable development. Now, development without compromising the depletion of non renewable natural resources, or without compromising the needs of the future generation. Obviously, the future generation cannot get things if you overuse them. Overusing means, suppose a product is produced in certain numbers and you're using more than that. That's called overuse. In this case, the product is being made by nature and you're using more than that. So probably your future generation will run out of those products, right? The example is groundwater depletion. 300 districts have reported a water level decline of over 4 meters in the past 20 years, and about one third of the country is overusing them. Overuse is particularly observed in agriculturally prosperous regions of Punjab, Western UP, Hard Rock Plateau areas of Central and South India. So, groundwater depletion is also a major factor of saving the renewable resources. Other than that, I have provided you what are the remedies for that. You can have a wastewater management. You need to save the biodiversity in the environment. You need to manage your water resources, like use alternative techniques to reuse renewable energy and climate change. You can use solar energy, because that is renewable, and leave the non-renewable energy like coal to produce energy. Now, the last one is the crude oil depletion. This data is also been borrowed from your NCRT book. Just to remember that the world, if we continue depleting the resources the way we are depleting now, the world will run free of resources in just 50 years, in just 50 years of time. So, at last, I want to say that environmental degradation do not respect national or state boundaries. For example, if the climate of America is polluted, the climate of India will be polluted slowly, gradually. But yes, it will be polluted. You cannot stop a river from flowing from one country to other. Similarly, you can't stop air from flowing from one country to other. So now, development of such kind should not be national, it should be rather international, because everyone is going to get for for what one does, right? So, at all times, our goals are different. As individuals, we always ask where you want to go, so the debate on the development continues. For example, you are on class 10th and you might have different goals like scoring good percentage in your boards, or getting a good college, getting a good university, or some of you may want to become maybe dancers and want to go to reality show. And after 5 years, maybe you'll want a good job, you'll want good money. So Yeah, the idea of development at each stage is different. For example, first we were going through, a monarchy, then came theocracy, then came semi-democratic government, and now we have democratic government. But still, we question whether progress is possible in democracy or not. So yes, at every point of time, at every no matter how much we are going to develop, we always want to ask for progress. So the debate of development will always continue. So that's it for the development chapter. We are hoping to provide you with the PDFs of questions, so that important questions, so that you can be well prepared for your exams. So good luck.
So if you like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up and click on the subscribe button and the bell icon if you want to watch more videos like this. So thank you. Have a good day.